guys, it's Sylvia from Backyard Brushes in Fountain City, Wisconsin. And in today's video, we have left our thrift flips to the fate of a wheel. In collaboration with Natalie from Sparks of Joy and Sondra from Midwest Charm, we spun a wheel to tell us what materials and colors we're using. So we're using 3 different projects, 3 different thrift flips. The first thrift flip, I can't talk today, is going to be ceramic using orange. And then we are going to do a metal project utilizing white. And then I'm going to do another metal project, however I have to utilize gray. And then to add to this, we have to, at least in one of our projects, utilize something that we received from one of the past Maker's Box from Sonnet's Garden Blooms. So, if you're excited to see how this worked out for me, stick around and let's get creating.
So my first project, I'm using this wood trivet with a ceramic middle piece. And I'm just going to give it a coating of white paint. Next, I'm using Fusion Mineral Paint, Seaside, and Chartreuse. And I'm actually going to mix it because I wanted a lighter blue color. And just a little tidbit, you should start with the light color first and then add the darker color. I did this backwards and I ended up mixing up more paint than I needed, which is okay because I was just able to store it in another bottle so it won't go to waste. I just have more of it. Then I just painted over the ceramic piece where I had laid my white coat. The white will help mask the background. I did miss filming. I used a Everest from Sonnet's Garden Blooms, which is a deep green, and I painted the wood part of the trivet. Then I go over it with Dark and Decrepit, and I'm wiping off the Dark and Decrepit. It gives it kind of an aged look. Next, I grabbed some IOD transfers from, is it called Willow? I'm not sure. It was from last year's release. And I'm picking out some leaves, and I have a hummingbird and a flower. And I'm just going to take the little rubbing tool that comes with each transfer packet, and I'm just rubbing on all my transfers. And what's nice about the transfers is you can layer them. Oh, and it's very important too to make sure that your project is sealed before using the transfers. Fusion Mineral Paint is self-sealing. However, I did put a layer of Big Top on to seal it just in case, because I don't think I've ever used a transfer directly on Fusion Mineral Paint. And I didn't think this was a good time to try it. So right now I'm just rubbing my transfers, my leaves, onto the ceramic piece of the trivet. Once you got your transfer on, I just take the back piece of the transfer and I rub over the transfer that's adhered, and it just makes sure that it's adhered and into the paint. Next, I'm taking my hummingbird with my little plastic rub-on tool, and I'm just rubbing over the transfer. You're supposed to rub gently. I tend to rub a little harder than probably necessary. And I just peel off the type, burnish it. I'm going to do the same thing for the flower. Position it, rub it, and then burnish it. Next, I'm just going to grab a piece of leather cording. I keep it on hand. I bought it at like Walmart in the jewelry department. I picked out a light tan color. Just going to tie it on the trivet. I do realize I forgot to videotape. I did put a coat of Big Top over the transfers to protect them and to seal them. And my project is done. I used orange in the hummingbird. on ceramic, and I used Fusion mineral paint from past Maker's Box. And for project 2, I have a metal flour sifter that I've thrifted, I don't know, somewhere. Probably only paid a couple bucks for it. And I'm painting it white using white linen by Rust-Oleum. Next, I'm using navy, which is also a Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And I've just painted the little wood knob on the sifter and the trim of the sifter. Using the white chalk paint, I'm just giving that center a good coating before I lay my paint inlay down. I'm going to grab a piece of paint inlay that I cut out, and the paint inlay is from IOD, and I am just rubbing it into the paint and then giving it a little mist. Because of the ridges in the sifter, I used my fingers and then the brayer, and then I misted it again, and I may have over misted a little bit. See how close I got? And it did have a little bit of running or bleeding in my paint inlay when I peeled it off. And then I also applied some smaller inlays on the side. I let it dry. I misted it with the water bottle again. And now I'm peeling off the inlay. And it really is that easy. And the inlays, I can use them probably 2 more times, even though they get a little lighter each time you use it. And then you can see the small ones I did on the sides, which turned out a little bit more crisp. Using a baby wipe, I'm just doing some random wet distressing, removing some of the white paint, even a little bit into the inlay, so that it has that more vintage distressed feel. I sealed the sifter with Big Top by DIY, and my project is complete. I have a metal project, and I used white paint. For project 3, I'm using this board with the metal grain bins that I picked up at a flea market. I removed the bins and painted it gray. While it's wet, I laid down a IOD paint inlay, and I'm misting the bottle or the paint inlay. Let it dry, mist it again, and I peeled off the paint inlay. And seriously, you guys, it really is that simple. Just follow the step-by-step process on your IOD paint inlays. It comes with perfect instructions. I peeled off that paint inlay, and I have this floral rose wallpaper-like design on the back of my board. I let it dry, and I sealed it with IOD Big Top. Once it was dry, I adhered my metal bins back to the board, and then I felt like they were missing something. They just needed a little something more to them. So I grabbed some IOD transfers in roses. I don't know the names of my transfer books, but again, another IOD project. And I adhered 3 little roses to each grain bin. The top one is on the bottom right corner. The middle one's a little bit larger transfer in the center. And then on the bottom metal bin, a smaller rose on the left side. I just adhered the transfers. I rubbed them on with my little tool, peeled off the backing, varnished the transfers onto each bin, and then I gave them all another topping of Big Top by DIY to seal the transfers. And my project is complete. A metal project using gray.
Okay, you guys, I did it. I followed the rules. I completed all 3 projects. I did my 2 metals, gray and white, and my ceramic with orange. But what was your favorite project? It's kind of hard for me to say. I do like my flower sifter. However, the metal bins, it was kind of nice because I got to use both the inlays and the transfers. And the inlays are new to me. They're very intimidating. However, they're actually pretty easy to use, and I know I'll be ordering more. I order mine from either Sondra at Midwest Charm or Sonnet at Sonnet's Garden Blooms. I order online. You might have a retailer near you, I don't know, but please let me know what you liked in this video. What was your favorite project? And do you like challenges like this? Because I think I might be addicted and you'll be seeing more. Just a little heads up, there'll be more. And if you like these kind of videos, please watch Sondra's and Natalie's and see what they did with the challenge. The links are connected to this video down below. And please let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. That's what helps me learn. And if you enjoy this kind of material, please follow me below, subscribe, and follow along on my creative journey. Thank you.